Hi everyone, this is Mr. Rizzo from the High School Guidance and Counseling Office, and I'm here to talk a little bit about the scheduling process for the upcoming school year. I know that we're only about halfway through with this year, but we do need to look ahead to the next school year and start the scheduling process. So we're going to cover how we're going to go about that. So we're going to go over the general overview of scheduling. We're going to talk a little bit about Naviance and how to select your courses through it, the importance of course selection, changing courses, and just some general odds and ends. So in the past, we've always worked through English classes to schedule with you guys, and we've met with you individually. And unfortunately, that's not really going to work all that well this year due to the pandemic. So what we've set things up is we've set everything up in Naviance to have you guys select all of your courses, create a course plan in Naviance, and then we'll still meet with you. Whether it's going to be virtually or in person, it's completely up to you, but we still need to meet with all of you individually to go over your course plans, but we're just going to have you do the selections in Naviance. We think that's going to be a better use of everybody's time. So I'll cover how to do that in just a minute, but here's the rest of the general scheduling process. So just to make sure that you guys know, it's not first come, first serve when you're signing up for the courses. So if you get to us and meet with us sooner maybe than, say, some of your friends, it doesn't mean that you're going to have better access to the courses. What we do is we meet with all students first, and then once we've done that, we tally up all the numbers and we send them over to Mr. Smith. And then from there, he makes decisions on which courses are going to run and how many sections of each course is going to run. So if, say, 3 students sign up for a half-year elective class, there's a solid possibility it might not run. But if 30 students sign up for it, there's probably a pretty good chance it's going to run. So that's what happens with the course selection process. Now, if a course is canceled due to low enrollment, we'll let you know what courses those are going to be in late May, and then you'll have an opportunity to make another selection. Then, over the summer, counselors work on individual student schedules, and we build the master schedule as well. Say there is a conflict in your schedule, and by conflict I mean for some reason the puzzle pieces of your schedule don't all quite fit together. We will let you know and say a conflict could be maybe 2 courses that are only each offered once end up offered at the exact same time. And if that's the case for you, then you would have to make a choice between those 2 courses. So that doesn't happen a ton, but it does happen from time to time. So we want to let you know if you fall into that category. We will let you know, and we'll try to make some alternative arrangements. And then schedules will be released in late August. Now, moving on to Naviance. So if you haven't used the Naviance program before, that's totally okay. I'm going to walk you through the login process. Easiest way to get there is go to the high school website. You're going to go to Naviance right here, Guidance and Counseling, and then Naviance. And in Chrome, it takes you to this, and it makes you log in through, it makes you select the zip code. So you would have to do that and then click here. If you were using either Firefox or Microsoft Edge, you would not need to input the zip code for whatever reason. That's what happens with Chrome. But either way, you're going to select this student backpack icon. So you click on the backpack, and then you're going to continue with Clever. So click on Clever, and then from there, you're going to log in with Google. So just click Login with Google, and it will prompt you to click through using your Google School credentials. After you do that, you end up on this main landing page for Naviance. You can see there's a lot here, and there's college stuff, there's career stuff. You'd be able to do an interest profile. So there's a lot of different things you can do. Juniors and seniors are able to look at their unofficial transcript, but for our purposes, we're going to have you guys take a look at courses. So what you can do is go to the course catalog, and all the courses are here. You can sort it by the subject if you like. You can sort it by grade level if you like. But this is what you're going to be able to do, is take a look at some of these. If you wanted to just click on one of these, the course description pops up over here off to the right. It is going to let you know what grades it's available to, if there's any prerequisites, anything like that is going to pop up here. So you could even favorite some of the courses if you want. But you'll get a good idea of what the courses are, scroll through, take a look, and start to maybe come up with a plan in your head of what you'd like to take. From there, you're going to have to create a course plan. Now, this sounds maybe a little bit harder than it actually is, but you're going to go right to this plus button. You're going to create a plan, and really, first step 1, select plan. It's the only option. You're going to select this plan, and then you're going to create a new plan. And from there, you're going to select any optional add-ons. All right, if you're thinking about going for the Advanced Regents Diploma, you would click this right here. And almost all of our students do this through the language pathway. And what that basically means is you're taking 3 years of a language other than English. So it might seem a little more complicated than it actually is, but if you're going for the Advanced Regents Diploma, click this right here, and then click the add-on. If you wanted to just skip it, you can skip it too. All right, and then from here, this is where all of the courses that you've taken or are currently in are going to populate. And the way that they've set it up is they've set it up in a grid for every single subject area and kind of what you need in each of those subject areas. It gives you a total 22 credits required in order to graduate from high school, and it basically kind of counts things by the different areas that you need them. All right. So the easiest thing to do if you're a current junior, you're going to have your current course is going to be right here, and then you're going to have to select your English course for next year. So you click Edit Course, and then you're going to select one of these English courses. All right. And then it populates right there. You're going to do that for all of these. Now, say you're a sophomore and you don't want to choose things out through senior year. You don't have to. All we're asking you guys to do is make sure that you select courses for next year. If you want to go all the way through your senior year and pick out your courses, you can. Now, say you also wanted to take maybe an elective in social studies, but that doesn't pop up. What you would do is right down here. This is where you would select them. All right. This is where you would select any of the electives that you want. There's tons of them right here. So that's what you would be looking at. Now, this might all seem a little bit confusing to start, and what I would say is this is new for you guys, it's new for us, and there could be some bumps along the road, but it's okay. It's all right. If you run into problems, talk to us. We're going to make sure that we get this figured out. If you wanted to select a Project Lead the Way add-on or an Academy add-on, there's a way to do it right here. And all this is really going to do is just make sure that you're on track with the requirements for each of those. But ultimately, we're going to meet with you and make sure that you guys have kind of gotten everything that you need. So once you have selected everything that you need in your plan for next year, you're going to click Make This My Current Plan. And then once you do that, you can reach out to your counselor to schedule an appointment to go over it with us. So we're going to go over this with you and make sure that it meets all of the graduation requirements as well as kind of your goals. Make sure that it's going to be helping you meet your goals for down the road. Okay. All right. Now, next thing, course selection. Ultimately, the course selection process is something that we want you guys to really take seriously and think about, because this is going to set you up for life after high school, whether you're going to go on to college or whether you're going to go on to work. We want you guys to take courses that you're interested in, but we also want you to take courses that are going to challenge you. You should be aware that strength of schedule and performance in that schedule is absolutely the most important factor in the college admissions process. So if you're thinking about college, you do want to make sure that you're taking a rigorous course schedule. But it should be an appropriately rigorous course schedule. It's something that should kind of stretch your boundaries a little bit without going too far. We want to make sure that you guys are pushed. Your limits are pushed just a little bit, but not too far that you're going to snap. We want to make sure that you guys are definitely challenging yourselves, but appropriately so. Now, as you're thinking about all of these courses that you're going to be able to take, you want to gather some information. You want to talk to friends. You want to talk to family. You want to talk to your teachers. Obviously, with friends who have taken these courses before, that's going to be a good source of information. But keep in mind, as with any sort of user review of something, what's good for one person might not be good for another. What one person likes in a course or maybe dislikes in a course might not really be the same thing that you would like or dislike in that course. So just kind of keep that in the back of your head. And sometimes you might have to take stuff with a grain of salt. Also, talk to your teachers, because your teachers are a great resource. If you're maybe thinking about challenging yourself with an AP course next year, they're going to give you a pretty good idea of whether that's something that you'd be able to handle. They're seeing not only the overall ability of your work, but they're also seeing the consistency. All right. So if they look at kind of what you're doing, they might say, you know what, you absolutely can, but you've got to step it up a little bit more consistently. That's going to be good information for you, and maybe changes how you need to operate in the course for the rest of this year, so that you're prepared for the course that maybe you want to take next year. And then your counselor. Certainly, we're going to be talking with you when we meet with you, but we're going to have kind of a pretty good global look at what you're looking to try to do, with sort of what your goals are, and we're able to see kind of a larger perspective. The other thing that we absolutely want you to do is to talk to your parents and see what their expectations are for you for next year, and hopefully they'll be able to let you know what they think, and you'll be able to let them know what you think you want to do. All right, this is a good time to kind of review what the plan is for you in high school. So definitely talk with your parents about next year. And then also, we know that school is very important. In fact, we think that school should be your top priority, but we also would be a little silly not to think that there aren't other factors that really are important. Do you have a job that's going to factor into the amount of work that you're going to be able to put towards school? Do you have childcare responsibilities for a younger sibling? Are you playing 3 sports? All of that kind of stuff factors in. There is only so much time in the day, and you've got to make sure that you're going to be able to fit it all in and use that time wisely. So make sure that you do consider those factors. All right, course changes. I think that's fairly self-explanatory. All right, and then also, if you do change levels next year, if you decide to drop down to a lower level in a course, prior to the end of the first quarter, that exit grade will follow you to the new course. We want to make sure that you're aware of that. Okay, just some last odds and ends. We can't honor requests for specific teachers. We know that you guys really love a lot of your teachers. We have great teachers here, but there's no way that we'll be able to honor all teacher requests, so it's just something we're not able to do. Early release. If you are a senior who is looking for early release, make sure that you are not making commitments until you receive your schedule in August. We do make every effort we can to try to get you the release that you're asking for, but sometimes it does not always work out. So definitely keep that in mind. Morning phys ed is for seniors and juniors who are taking Harkness or a completely full schedule, but the space is limited. And I believe that's about it. Thanks for following along with us today. And please, if you have any questions, ask your counselor. We're here to help. And hope you have a great rest of this year, and certainly a great next year. Take care.